Dear participants, I welcome you all for the last technical session what we have today. And I have immense pleasure to introduce Mr. Sabaridaman Perumal sir, Birla sir, founder Resco Labs CIET to the audience. He is an embedded engineer graduate having a decade of experience in embedded hardware board design and firmware development. He is experienced in diversified technologies. He has a work experience as technical consultant at IT-based industries like TCS, FXBit, Intel Move, etc. He is certified in parallel programming and optimization of Intel architecture for Intel Xeon processor. He is also certified in ARM affiliated engineering from ARM Cortex-A and R processor. He is experienced solution architect on IoT platform, AR/VR, and blockchain. He has participated and won in Intel IoT Roadshow, winner in FTF 2014 Freescale, Robot Bosch Hackathon, ARM SoC Design, Smart City Hackathon, Atmel Hackathon, etc. He has published books on signals and systems and embedded systems with IoT under SHAR's publication. He has organized more than 130 plus workshops and FDPs in different colleges and industry. He has also presented 100 plus guest lectures in different colleges. He is a founder in Resco Labs, Edichrome Educational Trust, SHARS Publication, and CIIT. And he is also doing many consulting works for industries. And he is a Chief Product Officer in Ockham Industry Private India Limited, which goes on designing with IoT-based customer engagement platform. He is also a senior business consultant in Standard Acoustic Engineering and many more knowledge to him. I am very pleased, sir, to accept our invitation and to deliver a talk in this FD. Thank you, sir. And now the forum is yours. You can take the floor.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Okay, thanks for connecting me, and I'd like to present in detail about the IoT and the data in the agricultures. Okay, what are the things that we are doing, and I'll be explaining with uh, some use cases. Okay, so before proceeding this, I just want to show. I just want to share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. One minute, please. Yeah. So once I start saying about the IoT, okay. So everyone knows about this is Internet of Connection, Internet of Things, and connecting multiple sensors together. Okay. So maybe in a wireless or in a wide medium. Okay. To monitor or to control something. Okay. By using some crossing thing. So which requires the battery management and also uh, the connectivity process. Okay, so everything together we are saying it's a IoT. So if I am saying about the IoT, okay, if I am saying about IoT, okay, this is something like a distributed network. Okay, so if it is in a distributed network, okay, it will be like each and every individual spaces are connected together. Each and every individual spaces are connected together such a way that it will get the data from the particular place, and via the data what you are going to do or what the solution that you are going to adapt for your solution based on the data. So by basic, if you are developing some solutions, okay, you need to develop an own algo. Via that algo, it will give an effective solution. Probably it will take at least 3 to 4 years for you to get at least 30% of success. Okay, even we were implemented in different stages. At the initial stage, we got around 2 to 3% only the initial rate of success. Whereas now it's around 3 years old. Okay, so we are getting the success rate of maximum of 35%, maximum of 35%. So practically,
Sir, sir,
yeah.
sir, your presentation, you can move on to the presentation mode, sir. Presenter mode.
Yeah. On minute. Is this visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah, I think it's visible to everyone. Okay. So that's what I'm just connecting. What are the sensors are required, and what are the securities that we need to focus? I mean, what are the processing elements that we need to focus? The connectivity and the power management, everything connecting together. I'm just saying. Okay. So these are the things that it's required for us to do the process thing. Okay. So here, when I'm saying about this sensor, the IoT connectivity, okay, practical difficulties are there. Okay, once you are implementing the solution, practically you won't get the exact accuracy. The hardness of getting the result is it's very it's difficult. Okay, so even I'll be sharing the next level of presentation. So generally we'll be using in the crop monitoring, greenhouse, remote irrigation, livestock monitoring, geofencing, everything. So now today I will be explaining more on the cattle management. Okay, the livestock monitoring, and also the individual leaf patterns and the disease identification. Okay, so finally the crop monitoring for different use cases, and I will be also sharing few data. Okay, restricted. I mean, I can't share all the data. Okay, this is really highly confidential, but I will share the data. What are the things that I can able to show to the public? Okay, so I'll share those data only. Okay, so here, if I'm saying about the crop monitoring, okay, if I'm saying about the crop monitoring, okay, so by basic, if it is a crop monitoring, it gets a illness, disease of each and every we I mean different based on the sensors, we'll be getting a different data from the soil, from the leaf, from the power management, from the cattle, from everything. Okay, based on these only we can able to say how these can be useful in this agriculture things. Okay, so 1 minute. I think the screen is not sharing. It's disconnected. Okay, now it's. Okay. So this is the software. Okay, that we are using to identify the CO2, the soil moisture, the atmosphere, the humidity, soil humidity, different data. Okay, by connecting with the RS485 channel, or what are the connecting media. So I shown right previously. So by basic the general, there will be a huge connecting media. Okay. So in which connecting media we can able to connect? RS485 or RS485 to USB, RS485 to RS232. This can be connected to the MCU or also to the PLC media. Okay. If it is a single-ended, it will be connecting with only one transmitter. If it is a multi-ended, it will be connecting to the multiple transmitter. It will be connecting to the multiple transmitter. Okay. So here, by basic, whenever we are connecting the standard water meter. Okay. So at the initial stage, whenever we are saying about the agriculture, we need the water methodologies. Okay. So we need some proper solution for handling the water methodologies. Okay, so here you can able to see the standard water meter. Then we are interfacing with the pulse interface. Okay, it can be connected with via the BLE. Okay, so by basic we are having a BLE mesh. Okay, if we are having a BLE mesh, it will cover the entire area. It will cover the entire area such a way that it gives a proper solution. Okay, by without connecting any wire medium. So this is purely a BLE technology that we are using. So it's a low energy. Okay, so we are having a BLE methodologies. So at the end, we are having a centralized network. Via the IoT gateway, we are connecting to the cloud such a way that user can able to view the solution wherever he requires, or whenever he requires. Even I will show. It's not a live demo. Okay, I'll show one more demo. Then I'll connect to this PPT. Okay, so it will be helpful for everyone. I think so. So here you can able to see something like a green color shoe. This is something like a green color shoe. Okay. So in this here you can able to see the red color. Red are on the gate and the gray color are on the building. The icons are all moving. These things are all cows. Cows means they say cows. Okay. So this is not a real data. This is the demo purpose. I'm showing this data. Okay. So the entire green area is around 20 acres of land. Approximately it's 19.3 acres. So I'm just saying it's around 20 acres of the land. Okay. So they are connecting the cow with the grazing only. Okay. And the plant is in Pichatur. Pichatur means near Kalastri. Okay. So in this, we are connecting the cow via the BLE. So and the entire network is connected with the BLE mesh. Okay. So we are connecting a beacon tag to each and every cow. Okay. So if I'm clicking the cow, so it will say the ID and it will say the name. So here for dummy cases, I can't show the original data. I can visualize how the data looks like. Okay. So here I can able to show this. From each and every cow we are getting around more than 60 parameters per day. So for that 60 parameters, around 25 parameters we are getting for each and every 15 seconds. The rest of the parameters are all taken 1 hour once or 1 day once. It's based on the parameters. So totally from each cow, we are getting around more than 1 lakh of data. By connecting, they are having around more than 300 plus cow. Okay. So by connecting these 300 plus cow, we can able to get n number of data, at least 20 to 30 lakhs of data per day. Okay. Based on this, we are identifying which cow is walked how much kilometer inside the geofencing. Okay, and once they are walked, and we are monitoring the milk quality. Okay, we are monitoring the water content that what we are giving to the cow, and we are monitoring everything. Actually, we are not doctors; we are just a data analytics. Okay, what are the things the doctor is saying? We are connecting via the formula and connecting via the algo. Okay, that's the process that we are doing, but we are not good in the the biological terms. Okay, all the biological terms we are getting from the corresponding doctors. Okay, so corresponding veterinary doctors. So we are getting those information such a way that based on this discussion, based on connecting to those doctors, we are predicting how much liter of milk that this cow is going to give for next 2 months. Okay, we are doing those predictive analysis for next 2 months. Okay, by connecting these datas, by connecting these datas. Okay, so for that only I just shown right some water meter, some BLE. Okay, so if we are having the BLE things, we are connecting to each and every individual space. Okay, in those internal mapping. Okay, even if it is a cow, if it is a water meter, if it is a power thing, if it is any sensor, we can able to get those data by connecting the mesh. Even the same thing we are adapting in automotive sector also. Okay, even each and every individual ID card is replaced with, instead of chip card, they will be having a BLE card. Okay, so wherever they were walking, wherever they were standing or sitting, or even if they were sleeping, we can able to track via the BLE. Okay, so BLE ID card. So this is the thing that we are using in our use cases. Similar thing we will be using the warehouse management also. Okay, such a way that I mean in terms of agriculture. Okay, we will be connecting everything. Okay, together such a way that it will give an accurate result. Okay, it's not 100% accurate, but based on the data, it trains on day by day. The accuracy level will increase. If we are having a huge amount of data, the accuracy is amazing. If we are having a less amount of data, the accuracy is very less. Okay. So by connecting huge amount of data, with connecting to the time duration, I mean connecting with the time series analysis, we'll be getting all those data. So that's what we are doing in those plant. Okay. So not only that, okay, I'll be connecting to that PowerPoint presentation. You can able to view it. Yeah, now you can able to see this screen. Okay, here we are connecting with the power, and we are connecting with the multiple transmitter. Based on this transmitter, we are connecting to the PLC, we are connecting to the MCU, and we are connecting to the PC. I mean, it's based on the medium where we are connecting. So here RS485 to USB. Here in this PC, we are connecting to the cloud via the internet. Okay, so such a way that they can able to monitor like anything. Okay, wherever we require, we can able to remove, and we can able to connect the IoT gateway. Okay, once we are connecting to the IoT gateway, the corresponding data will be transferred to those spaces, and it will be processed accordingly. Okay. So here I will be showing some sensors. Okay, the industrial sensors, the standard sensors that what we are using in our space. So this is the soil pH sensor. Okay, in this soil pH sensor, okay, we'll be connecting the soil pH sensor in a different space. Okay, so it will be connecting to those corresponding baud rate such that it will give the results of less than a second. Okay, it gives the result of less than a second. And here also we are connecting with BLE. The output is fed to the BLE. Okay, via the BLE only we are getting those results. So if we are connecting with the BLE, so we will be getting the results of for 1 second. We will be getting around 27 datas. Okay, So whereas while we are connecting to the cloud, for each and every 15 seconds, we will be uploading to the cloud. Okay, 27 cross 15, that much of data we are uploading to the cloud for each and every 15 seconds. So for this only we are using this Intelia soil pH sensor. Okay, this can be connected in two different way. One is a single ender and another one is a multi ender. Okay, so that's what we are connecting this with the corresponding transmitter. Okay, this is used in a sewage treatment and different character like pH electrode with a stable signal and high precision. Okay, it has wide range of measuring good linearity, good waterproof performance, and a number of good things are there. Okay, if you are connecting with the soil pH sensor, and that to industrial. If it is a non-industrial means it will be applicable. I mean, it will be available in 100 to 200 rupees. For these sensor, it will range around at least 50,000 rupees. Okay, so based on the project, you can able to choose. If it is just use cases, 100 to 200 rupees sensor is more than enough. Okay, so then, and here this is the soil moisture sensor. Okay, if I am saying about the soil moisture sensor, okay, this is not a normal soil moisture sensor. Okay, it gives this is very sensitive soil moisture. It can be permanently embedded in the soil, widely applied to the soil moisture. Okay, and it can be used in water saving irrigation, greenhouse control, smart agriculture in different way. Okay, this works with the electromagnetic pulse. I mean the frequency domain reflectometry. Okay, this is connecting with the stainless steel probe soil surface or soil profile, which quickly measures the soil moisture and which has the high measurement precision. Okay, and it gives the as usual, it gives the high accurate. Okay, so these are all the industrial sensors. So which gives the standard output. This is not a normal soil moisture sensor. Okay, if you are this is applicable with RS485 output based on the PLC in which where you are going to adapt it. Okay, via that we will be connecting to the gateway. Via the gateway we are connecting to the cloud. So the similar methodologies. And also this is also a wireless water meter. So previously, I mean around 1 year back, 1.5 years back, we were connected to another plant in Kodaikanal. Okay, so connecting for water meters. Okay, so we were working there. Okay, they are having a water treatment plant, and that water treatment plant itself it comes around 2 to 3 acres of land. Okay, so connecting to the multiple irrigation. So we adapted this solution. Okay, that is capable only with the wireless. If it is a wired medium, due to some natural disaster, it may get disconnected. Okay, so that's what we used this wireless water meter. This wireless water meter also gives the high accuracy. So I'm not going to show all the sensors. I'm just explaining what are the sensors we can able to see, or what are the sensors that we can able to focus. Okay, if you are developing a real solution, please focus on the industrial sensor. You don't focus on the normal sensor. Okay, so that's what I'm explaining. Okay, so here you are seeing the similar the cow connectivity. Okay, so here we are having a multiple cows. We are getting those data, connecting and sensing. Everything is connected, and we are doing this process. If it is a more sensor, okay, if it is more sensor, the same thing can be done, but here we need some intelligence, or we need the server in the particular space itself. If it is a more amount of data, okay, we need the dedicated cloud, okay, such a way that even if we are having a dedicated cloud, we'll be having some GPU in that client space, whereas all the process will be run on those GPU. Okay, so we are getting a backup for those things, and we'll be running those data from the GPU because since it's not in normal, it's in a village. Okay, so we are not getting the internet connectivity properly. Okay, so that's what we are doing those process. So all these things we are collecting, and internally we are having a system, and also we are having a cloud infrastructure. So both are together. So for this GPU, now we are using a RTX 2080. Okay, so RTX 2080 GPU. Okay, that's more than enough. Okay, to handle around 50 cows. Okay, 50 cows of data. Okay, if you are focusing for the 300 cows, we need to multiple the GPUs. Okay, such a way that we are using around 6 to 8, I think so. Okay, 6 to 8 GPUs. Okay, so all these GPUs are connected together. We are having the internal algo, and this algo is modified with the adaptive mechanism. Based on that only, it gives the values. So just now I explained about the Bluetooth mesh. I mean the Bluetooth grid structure. Okay, whatever the data. So this is something like a Bluetooth grid. Okay, so we can able to get all this information via the Bluetooth. Okay, so we are not using the Bluetooth. We are using a BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy. Okay, so if we are using a Bluetooth Low Energy, okay, here the scalar values and the rest of the values are just reduced. Okay, so the raw value, the multiplier, the binary exponent, all these things are all different. So the calculation is less. Okay, so if you are getting the information via BLE, so we are just, I mean, we need to focus more on firmware development. Okay, so once we got those data, we just need to do the small modifications such a way that we can able to convert the data based on this data which we are getting from the particular address. Particular address means all the data will be located on the particular memory address. So once we got those memory data from that particular memory address, we need to decode it. Once the decode process is done, then that the temperature, humidity, the rest of the data, it gets separated. This will be done at the server space, but collectively we'll be getting and we'll be transferring the data to the mesh. Okay, so based on the mesh, we will be getting those results. Okay, so if we are saying about Bluetooth mesh, okay, it will be connecting with GAT characteristics. Okay, GAT means generic attributes characteristics. This is purely based on the assigned property ID with reference to GAT, and it has a different language convention like shall, must, will, should, may, can. So these specifications are to be done with the Bluetooth SAG. Okay, if you are used with this Bluetooth SAG, we need to focus on the protocol data unit. I mean PDU. Or we can able to say this will be something like a reversed for future use. Okay, so like that also we can able to say this device create a structures. Okay, so any device are receiving or interpreting the structure shall connect with the particular field. Okay, it won't reject the structure. Okay, because it has the value in the particular field, it will accept the structure, and the corresponding ID and the key value should match. Then the rest of the connection get established. So like that only, each and every individual connection are connected together. Okay, so each and every film, I mean, these things are all should be focused at the firmware itself. Okay, while we are developing the firmware itself. So these things are all highly personal. So that's what we are doing. Okay. So now this is connecting to the cattle farming. So just now I shown with the demo, right? Okay. So these things are all cattle. Okay. So in this products, so the milk processing equipment, the preserving milk. So here also we are getting the data. Okay, robotic milking, the position location, the individual cow position location, the cow observations, what's the behavior, what's the body temperature, okay, whether the cow walks. I mean, if a cow is not walking for 2 or 3 days, if the cow is, we can able to identify whether the cow is sitting or standing. That also we can able to identify. Okay, so while ID we are giving to the owner, yeah, this cow is not walking. Please focus on this cow. Okay, so we are doing this process, and while we are feeding, we are having that image processing mechanism. Okay, so via that image processing mechanism, we will be monitoring. This is not accurate. This is approximate only. Okay, what are the food that we are giving? We are just capturing, and similarly, how much kg it might be. Okay, based on the image processing, will be calculating. Okay, practically this is not accurate solution. Okay, but we are starting to implement this solution. In future, if we develop for 2 to 3 years, it may give the accuracy. So that's what for our own interest we kickstarted this feeding mechanism also with the image processing. Okay, so how much kg of this particular food this cow is going to take. So by connecting all the cow, we are connecting with the image processing. But whereas if the cow is eating the grass outside this area, okay, we can't able to identify it. Whereas we can able to identify the cow inside the shed only. Okay, so for that only we are developing that image processing mechanism. Okay, if even we are implementing one more mechanism. Okay, that if a snake is entering into the cow area during the night period, okay, so whether it can be able to detectable or not. Okay, so that's a mechanism that we are doing. Okay, so that's a problem that we seen for multiple times, the snake, the rats, all these things. So we need to identify whether the snake is came or not. If it is the snake is came, the alarm should be initiated to the watchman or the security person such a way that they have to go. So technically we can't solve this problem. Technically we can able to identify, but still in the process only. This project is in the process only. It's not an accurate one. Okay, it's in the process. Okay, if it is, if we are getting a normal snake, even small stick also seems to be this is nothing but a snake. So lots of problems are there. So all these things, these are the challenges. Okay, if I'm saying about agriculture, it's not only identifying the crop, all these things. We have to identify the snake, we have to identify the rat. Okay, we can't kill, but we can ignore. How to ignore these things? Okay, to save the cow. Even around 4 months back, suddenly 3 cows are dead at a single night. Okay, so after that only we initiated this process, and can we develop the solution? Yeah, we can initiate it. Whether the solution can be developed or not, we don't know, but we are implementing it. That's it. So challenges are there, different cases. So for this only for that only I'm just sharing those information. Okay. So even I can show a Excel sheet to you. I'll share that Excel sheet to you now. Yeah, here you can able to see this Excel sheet, but practically I can share this Excel sheet. Okay, so I can able to show this Excel sheet. Okay, So this happened in 2012. We are having the data till 2020, but I can show the data in 2012 only, not in 20 or I can show that real data. Okay, so here by connecting those sensor, I shown some sensors, right? Some industrial sensor. By connecting those sensor, okay, and for a particular day, which latitude, longitude. Here, this is a Punumali Ramapuram village. Okay, so this is a Ponneri near Redills. We are getting the TDS value of that particular water and the soil content. Okay, NO2, NO3, Ca, Mg. Don't ask anything on chemistry. Okay, so I'm good in data analytics. Okay, so we are getting the different parameters. By having these different parameters, okay, we are having different threshold limit also. So I can show even for yeah. So here you can able to see around 3,747 different locations of data for a particular time. Okay, for a particular time. So from these each and every places, we can able to get for each and every 15 seconds one data. Each and every 15 seconds one data. So practically per minute it's a 4 data. Okay, per hour is around 60 cross 4. Per day is 24 cross 60 cross 4 data we can able to get. Okay, so here I shown this is the belt between Krishnagiri to Pondicherry belt. Okay, so what are the places which is capable for which crop? Okay, so by identifying this, here we are having some more calculations, some more formulas also. So that's the research. Okay, so by connecting with the corresponding doctors and corresponding persons, corresponding authorized persons, we are doing those process, and we are calculating those information, and by connecting those information, we are capturing all those data such a way that we'll be identifying how what are the crops can be connected to this particular place based on the seasonality, which gives the high yield. Okay, without chemical. Without chemical means it's purely organic structure. So this we worked from 2012 to till today. Okay, so I can show this data, but I can't share this data. Okay, so since this is a 2012 data, that's what I'm showing. Even I can't show 2013 data also. Okay, so I think you got some idea for how the data is important to analyze. Via the IoT, we can able to get the data only. Nothing else can be done with the IoT. Okay. What the logic that you are implementing to have a better solution? So the data analytics, that's the challenging part. Okay, now I'm going to connect with the PPT session. Yeah. Again, so by connecting this, so you can able to get the different info. Okay, so different info means different use cases you can able to tap it. Okay, how we are going to relate your use cases with the cattle farming or with the some other mechanism. Okay. So here we are connecting with the milk level monitoring also. Okay, so we are having a milk level monitoring space via BLE. We are connecting to the gateway and connecting to this space. So such a way that we are connecting to the supply chain management. Okay, this has to reach that particular delivery point. Okay, so this is I mean, while it's processing at the village space, this is the production space. While we are storing in Annanagar. Okay, this is the stop point, and while we are delivering, that's a delivering point. Okay, so we are connecting with the different points. Okay, so via the points only we can able to get those information. Okay. So this how we are connecting with the milk level monitoring also. Okay, for getting the milk is different and monitoring the milk is different case. Everything connecting to the technology. Okay. So anyhow, now I'll be explaining with the thing what we are connecting to the uh, disease management in the crop. Okay, they are having the organic tomatoes and different things are there, but we are developing with a different mechanism such a way that to I mean identifying the disease. Practically, if you are experienced in agriculture, you know how to identify the disease. Okay, by basic you know everything very well. But whereas nowadays we are having a less knowledge in agri. Okay, we are getting the info from the right peoples. Okay, and we are getting the info from the right people. With the, if this pattern occurs, what is this? If this pattern occurs, so via that pattern we are connecting to the existing algo. I'll share those algo name also. Okay. So based on this, how we are identifying those disease patterns. So that's what I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. So if it is a disease, the disease can be in a different way. Okay. Pathogens, environment, host, even if the air is not good, the rainfall is not good. Okay. Or if the rainfall is heavy, these are all due to the environment. Okay, and 1 minute, please. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so uh, that's what. Okay, categories. Okay, so what are all the virus it's affecting? Okay, so whether we are feeding the plant in a right way or not. Okay, so whether it reaches the growth stage at the particular based on the time period is yes or no. So all these things collectively together, we are identifying the plant disease. Okay, so not only this, so this is a generic structure. Not only this, you can connect like anything. Okay, so connect like anything means I mean, if I'm from my perspective, this is the things that I segregated. Okay, if you are having some other mechanism, please go ahead. Okay, so identify those mechanism also. Okay, so how we are identifying the disease inside the plant such a way that uh, to avoid those disease. So those process can be captured only from the experienced people. Okay, the technology may identify the disease. Technology won't give you any solution. Okay, technology is not a good thing to give the best solution. It can be able to identify the solution. I mean, it can be able to identify the products. Okay, so once you detected the problem, it's we need to connect to the corresponding owner. Okay, he has to take the corresponding measurements. Okay, so okay, so common crop losses due to virus. Okay, if it is a rice or potato, mostly this much of percentage of we get loss for cotton or groundnut. So for different studies, we got this data. Okay, so in which category of the virus group? For this virus group, what's the organic medicine? Okay, so we are having a chemical medicine and also the organic medicine. what the organism medicine which will be applicable. So that's a sustainable development, and that will be healthy for everyone. So that's what we are focusing more on, how the organic medicine should be. Okay, where need to focus. Okay, what are the losses that we can able to see. So these information we are getting from the different peoples. Okay, so we this is a big research. Okay, if you are connecting to the agri, okay, so if you are connecting to the automotive sector, practically you will get limited to 100 to 1000 ideas. Whereas if you are connecting to the agri, we are having the problem statement. It's more than 1 lakh problem statement are there. Still we can't able to identify, okay, where the problem statement is going to end. Okay, so we'll compare to automotive or agriculture, lots of problem statement. Even if you are capable to solve one problem statement, that's more than enough. By basic in generic, I'm seeing the solution like the soil, I mean the water process, the soil, and the thing. I can able to connect with the drone and I can spray the corresponding medicines, all these things. So these things are a generic one. Okay, if you are going inside the plant, I'm sure that you are getting a different ideology of problem statement. Okay, we never expected those problem statement. So these problem statement, how to solve this problem statement, and the major problem is the water scarcity. Okay, so that we can't avoid it, but that's a environmental issue. Okay, so we need to identify the problem, I mean proper way to solve those problem statements. Okay, lots of problem statements are there. And crop loss strategy in India. So cotton is actually is a 44 million tons. Okay, so what is the losses happened? Okay, so what are the million tons is processed? Okay, actually what should be? Okay, so all these things I just got the information from Indian Journal of Ecology. Okay, so from that only I'm just sharing this data. Okay, so for different crops, so this we took around 1 year back. Okay, it's not a today's data. This we took around 1 year back. So that's what I'm sharing those data. Okay, these data are all connected together such a way that we need to focus on how to identify the disease. Before connecting with the disease, we need to do those research. So that's what I'm sharing those data. So these are the agricultural losses. What is the losses? Okay, so the disease can be, okay, the techniques can be in different way. Okay, molecular techniques, spectroscopic techniques, and image processing techniques. We are focusing on image processing techniques only. Okay, since the molecular techniques is the advisable one, but while connecting to the technology, we are focusing more on image processing techniques. Okay, by basic the image acquisition, pre-processing, segmentation, feature classification. These are all the generic methodologies that what we are doing in the image processing. Even if you are done some image processing, these are all the mechanisms that you might have developed. Okay, so these are all the disease detection methodologies. Okay, so we are focusing on image processing only. Even just now I said right few minutes back, we need to identify the snake. So that's the problem. Okay, so in night time, okay, so we are having different pattern. So it's hard to identify practically. Okay, we are developing those algorithms. Okay, but based on the background, okay, if we are having a snake, we are connecting snake image easily, we can able to identify. But whereas in real time cases, those algorithms from the GitHub or whatever it may be, it won't be used. It won't be used. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, so we need to focus on different mechanisms also. So that's what I said, right? Image acquisition, pre-processing statistical data. the classification, the test images already we are having. So this is the basic things for image processing. Even if you are connecting RNN, CNN, ANN, PNN, whatever the algorithm it may be. Okay, so we need to focus on these cases only. Okay. So by connecting this, I mean, this is the basic calculation. Okay, or how to calculate the sensitivity, the performance analysis parameters. Okay, whether this is working or not. Okay, so based on the data, what we are getting. So this is the generic calculation. Even you can able to, if you are searching the internet, you can able to get these data also. So I'm just sharing those formula which is available in the generic. I'm not sharing the formulas or the research areas or algo which we develop. Okay, practically we can't share. Okay, due to NDA we can't share. Okay, so I can give an idea. That's it. And based on the particular individual how they are focusing. Okay, so okay, if I'm connecting some crop, okay, here I'm mentioning the crop tomato. If it is a tomato, okay, what are the classifier which will be the advisable one, the support vector machine. So in multiple classifier also is there. Okay, even the support vector machine that can analyze the data used for classification and also for the regression analysis. Okay, when the data are unlabeled or supervised learning is not possible, we need some unsupervised learning approach, okay, which attempts to find the natural clustering of the data to the groups and then map the new data to these formed groups. The SVC algorithm, which will be apply the statistics of the support vectors, okay, developed in the support vector machine algorithm to categorize the unlabeled data, and also it will be used in the mostly in the clustering way. Okay, so that's what the original problem may be stated in the finite dimension space, where it often happens that the set of discriminator are not linearly separable in the space. For this reason only, the original finite dimension space are mapped into a much high dimension space. Okay, whereas this is capable for a small set of data. Okay, if we are focusing on huge amount of data, this won't give that much accurate. Okay, so few more algorithm also is there. Okay, so this won't give the much accurate. Okay, if you are developing the solution, okay, for the tomato, for the initial stage to get a small success result, please use the SVM mechanism. Okay, the wavelength-based feature technique. These things are all a simpler one. Okay, so a number of GitHub are there to connect with the wavelet-based feature techniques. You can use those things also. Whereas if I'm connecting the tomato in a softmax classifier, previously I connected with the SVM. If it is a softmax classifier, okay, so this softmax classifier functions at turns the vector of k real value into a vector of k real value that sum to 1. I mean, the input value can be positive, negative, 0 or greater than 1, but the softmax transforms them into a value in between 0 to 1, so that they can be interpreted as probabilities. If one of the input is smaller or negative, the softmax turns into a smaller probability. If an input is larger, then it turns into a larger probability, but it always remains between 1 and 0. Even I can say in the softmax, sometimes called the Softmax max function or multi-class logistic regression. This is because the softmax is a generalization of the logistic regression. Okay. So if it is if I'm saying about the logistic regression, this is purely a probability regression. Okay, that can be used for multi-class classification, and its formula is very similar to the sigmoid function, which is used for logistic, which is used in the logic function, which will be applicable, which we can able to see from the statsmodel.ai. Okay, even I can share those link also. If you are connecting with the APIs from the stats model, you can able to connect with those functions directly. Okay, so if I'm having a multi-layered neural networks in a numeric layer with outputs real value score, which are not convinced for the scale, which may be difficult to work with. Here, the softmax is very useful to convert that score to a normalized probability distribution, which can be displayed to you the input of to the other system. For this reason, the softmax is the final real layer of the neural network. Okay, so again, we are not restricting to the softmax. Okay, I'm just comparing the SVM and softmax. If you are at the initial stage of the person, please go and work with the SVM. If you are comfortable, please go ahead and work with the softmax. Okay, if you know the neural network and deep learning mechanism. Okay, so it's applicable to connect with the softmax classifier. Okay. So the same tomato, two different classifier. Okay, so if I'm connecting the soybean, K means clustering. Okay, so even if I'm connecting to the classifier, this is for the initial stage, you can able to connect with the two-stage SVM classifier also. Okay, so again, there is a n number of classifier are there. Okay, how you are connecting to those classifiers? So that's a challenge. Okay, so even if I'm connecting to the maze, okay, here you can able to see the probabilistic neural network. So generally we will be saying it's a PNN. Okay, probabilistic neural network, which has a 3 layers of node. Okay, which has a 3 layers of the node. Okay, there also I'm shown somewhere here input, hidden pattern, and output. The summation pattern also connected to the hidden pattern also. Okay, so these are the 3 different levels. Okay, so how many classes that you are connecting? Class A, class B. It depends upon the persons. Okay, so the hidden nodes are collected into a group. One group of K classes. K classes means this is A class, B class. So if one group of these classes connected together, will be segregating, and this class is not at all related to this class. This is entirely. That's what we are saying in DL. This is purely a hidden layer. This is an input layer. This is an output layer. What happened in the hidden layer? That is known only for the developers, not to others. Okay. Even I can able to explain how the PNN works also. At the output node, all of the Gaussian values of classes are summed, and the sum is scaled to the probability volume under the sum function, so that the sum of the probability density function, okay, which can calculate it together such a way that it can have a different class, and connecting to the hidden layer, that to connect it with a number of nodes. For hidden layer 1, for hidden layer 2, it's m number of nodes. Okay, so the equation of each Gaussian are corrected with the class A, class B, and different how many classes that we are having connected together. Then only we can able to get that Gaussian values for each classes. Once we got the Gaussian values of each classes, we can able to identify with the PDF function. Once we are connecting to the PDF function, okay, we can able to connect with the maximus of posterized value. Okay, that we are saying that MAP value. Okay, connecting together, we can able to identify the error buildup can be significant or non-significant. It depends. Okay, then we can able to connect with the output layer. So this is the mechanism that probabilistic neural network is working. Once I said about the probabilistic neural network is working, even we can able to connect with the Google LeNet model. There also in neural network, Google model. So even if you are verifying with the Google LeanIt model, this is initiated in 2014 from Google. It has achieved around top 5 error rate of 6.67 percentage. This is very close to the human level performance. Okay, which the organizer of the which can organize of the challenge where it is now forced to evaluate it, and it turns out it was actually rather hard to do and required some more human training in order to beat the Google Unit accuracy. So this is almost similar to the human accuracy. Okay, so that's the neural network that Google Unit model. If you worked with a DEL, you know very well what is this. Okay, otherwise you just hear it. You can able to search how these things are all related to human methodologies. Okay, so again, here also we are connecting with the ResNet. Okay, so ResNet is nothing but a residual neural network. Okay, it's also a part of an ANN. ANN means artificial neural network. Okay, which can construct from the pyramid cells in the cerebral cortex. Okay, so the RNN. Okay, I mean residual neural network. Okay, do this by utilizing the skip connection or shortcut to jump over some layers. Okay, so this is implemented in a double or triple layers skips. Okay. In addition to this, the weight matrix can be used to learn the disk weightages and different. Okay. So these are all the algos we are focusing. I mean, we can able to get the data. Once we got the data, what are the algorithms for based on the what crop? That's what I'm explaining. Okay. So even there is a number of algorithm also is there. Okay. The thing is we are implementing those solutions. How we are implementing those solutions? Even I'll share one more screen to you. One more. I'll share a photo of the cow. What we are working. 1 minute, please. Yeah, I'm taking the photo from my mobile. Okay, the real time, the cow photos. Okay, so how these things can be maintained. Okay, so even if you want to develop the solutions, okay, you can able to implement with the Google Colab itself. The Google Colab is a advisable platform where you can able to learn all this mechanism. Whereas in this case, we are focusing more on the time series analysis and anomaly detection. Even if you want to learn the time series analysis or anomaly detection, you can able to connect with the Intel platform such a way that via that Intel platform you can get all those information, which will be easier for us to understand those mechanisms. So these things are all available in the Intel websites itself. Okay, everything is free of cost. Even I can share those links to Dr. Thamba also. Okay, and also the professors. Okay, so I'll share those links also. Okay, so now I'll share some pic of the Pichatur plant. I said right. Okay, so yeah, I got the photo. Yeah, now I'll share the screen. So now you can able to see this. So this is the cow. Okay, for this cow, for this DC cows only, we are connecting. Okay, for this DC cows only, we are connecting, and we are working for these DC cows. This is in picture too. Even if you want to visit, please go ahead and visit. That doesn't matter. Okay, I can able to arrange if you want. Okay, so this is the shed for cow shed. Here, this is the grazing place, and here we are connecting with the crops and identifying the disease, all these stuffs. Okay, this is in a Pichato. Okay, it's around 1 hour from Chennai, 1 or 2 hours from Chennai. Okay, so this is a big one, but I'm showcasing what are the pigs that I'm having. Okay, so for this agriculture field we are working. Okay, even if you want to visit, please have a visit, and I can able to connect to that particular directors. You can able to mail them and go there and visit us. That doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what I'm sharing those experience. I'm not taking anything on detail. I can show what are the things that I can able to give. Okay, without breaking the NDA. Okay, I share those information. Okay, so even if you are having any doubts, or if you need any connectivity, I can able to help you out. That doesn't matter for me. Okay, so if you are having doubts, please, I can able to help you out now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any doubts, please you can go with the doubts also. Hello. Are you audible now? And if you have any doubts, please you can go with the doubts. So if you have any doubts, please you can go. Participant. Screen action now? Yeah. Uh,
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm Vikas Fate from Government Polytechnic, Murtizapur, Maharashtra.
Yes.
Sir, my query is for post-harvest operations of any fruits or any fruits. How we will apply these techniques in real life?
Real life in the sense, I can get your question. Can you please?
For post-harvest operations, how we will apply these techniques in real life?
So,
Post-harvest.
after harvesting,
Yeah.
we are having the fruits. Okay.
Yes.
We need some scanning mechanism.
Hmm.
Okay. After that, I mean, even the X-ray scanning, different scanning mechanism is there. Okay. After that particular scanning mechanism, for outer layer, we can able to do with the image processing. For inner part, we may have some disease or something. We can able to connect only with those scanning mechanism. Once, while doing the scanning, if a particular, I mean, if around 50 mangoes are coming, fourth mango is defect. Okay. If the fourth mango is defect, we identify from the scan. Okay, it will be updated to the actuator. Okay, while we are in the conveyor belt, okay, automatically we need to identify the fourth via the image processing. We need to pick it and ignore that particular food. So this is the mechanism is happening till today. Okay, so two different levels we need to scan. One is outer layer, one is inner layer. Okay. For inner layer, the X-ray scanning, these things are advisable.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
So another question from RK sir.
It is possible to find out our depth of water using AA and IoT. it is possible to depth of water in the sense in which criteria, in which basis you are saying, madam?
So I think he's saying the water level, I think so, in the farm. And
Water level.
Bharti sir, are you there, sir?
Water level.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it possible to find out depth of the water? Yeah. So lots of IoT sensors are there. So even we can able to connect up to 30-meter depth also. Okay. So again, if you are focusing more on depth and the thing, the cost is different. That's it. For based on the industrial sensor, everything is applicable. So you can able to get the data. It's not connecting with the AI. Okay. We can able to get the data. Once we got the data, then only we can able to connect with the AI. How we need to think, how the process can be done, for which use cases, and what, why you are doing this. So all these things connected in AI, AR, DL, or whatever it may be. Okay. But the normal embedded sensor is more than enough. Okay, to identify these things.
Any other one? Anyone? Any more questions, please? Any more questions? Then another question from myself. Hydroponics is done also. Hydroponics, now they are doing it. Hydroponics, sir.
Yeah.
Now they are doing it, sir. Whether it is advantage, that is only in small areas you can use it with hydroponics, or you can apply for your big cultivation also, sir.
So actually, practically, we are not connecting with the hydroponics because it's not an organic sector. Okay. So after based on the multiple studies, hydroponics is not a organic. It develops the crops based on the water and the medicine. So I'm not having much knowledge on the background of the biological parameters of that particular, biological parameters, the medicinal property of that particular crops. Okay, the same crop, if you are connecting in a normal land, I can able to help you. Hydroponics, you totally ignored it. Sorry. Sorry, madam.
Okay, sorry, sir. No, sir.
I'm not having experience in those. Okay, so
because now I went to one lab in this thing, so they were doing hydroponics. They have a big farm and they're going with that tea crops and all. And they have the same monitoring system what you have told us, same setup only they are having it, but they are having like a greenhouse cultivation, so like that only they are having.
So the similar sensor only we can able to use. So
yeah, similar sensor only they are using it, but the only thing is they are going with the closed network.
Since it is not organic, so we are not connected.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any more questions from the participants? Okay. Sir,
can we predict locus attack? Yeah, highly possible. Highly possible. By connecting with the image processing, we can able to do it. That's highly possible.
Any more questions? Sir, that the elephant and all now they are saying also they are monitoring that the elephant and the movement of elephant is same like livestock sensing, sir.
Same like?
What you have said that cattle monitoring, livestock monitoring. Same thing only they are doing there also in forest.
It's not. We are not connecting the forest. If we are connecting the forest, we need to build a grid structure. Our entire forest should be under our control. Okay, so practically we can't do that. The cost effective practically, and lots of disturbance are there in the forest. Whereas if I'm connecting the agricultural land, we can able to. If it is a forest, this solution is not applicable because the cost investment is high. If it is a forest, we should not connect the technology. That's it. Okay. So if it is agriculture, we can connect the technology. Okay.
Any more questions? Participants, you have any more questions, please post in the chat box or unmute your mic and you can go on. okay, sir. I think there's no questions.
Even I would like to thank the management and Professor Padmapriya and Professor Thamba and the valuable participants. Okay, having their enough patience to stay with me for 1 to 1.5 hours. Okay. So if you are having any doubt in future, you can able to mail me so that I can able to help you out. That doesn't matter. Thank you all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello, participants will meet at, yeah. The attendance and feedback link has been posted. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I also put it in the chat box.